Fifth albums often represents a pivotal moment in an artist's career, encapsulating a period of maturation and evolution. And in this video, we'll look at 8 of the best fifth albums of all time. Beyonce by Beyonce. Coming off her commercially underwhelming album 4, Beyonce was determined to make an impact with her next album. Beyonce's self-titled was her fifth album, released on December 13, 2013, and marked a revolutionary moment in the music industry. Released without any prior announcement, the visual album was a bold move that paid off spectacularly. Every song was released with its own music video, featuring hits like Drunken Love, Partition, and Flawless. It showcased Beyonce's versatility and depth as an artist. The album explored themes of feminism, sexuality, and personal growth. It debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200, with 3-day sales of 617,000 digital copies. The surprise release strategy changed the way albums were marketed and released, making the album not just a musical triumph, but a cultural milestone. The album was nominated in 5 categories at the 2015 Grammy Awards, winning 3. Thank You Next by Ariana Grande. Just months after Ariana's fourth studio album Sweetener, she was inspired to release another one. Thank You Next represents a significant turning point in her career, coming off personal and public turmoil, including the death of her ex-boyfriend Mac Miller and the end of her engagement to Pete Davidson. The album is a raw, honest portrayal of resilience and self-discovery, with hits like 7 Rings, which peaked at number 1, Thank You Next, which also peaked at number 1, and Break Up With Your Girlfriend, I'm Bored, which peaked at number 2 on the Hot 100. Ari's fifth album blends pop, R&B, and trap elements, showcasing her versatility. The album debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200, selling 360,000 album equivalent units just in its first week. It received critical acclaim for its cohesive production and candid lyricism, solidifying Ariana's status as a pop powerhouse. Off the Wall by Michael Jackson. After the Jackson 5 sales started declining in the 1970s, Michael had to forge his own solo path in music. MJ's fifth studio album, Off the Wall, released on August 10, 1979, is often regarded as one of the greatest albums of all time. Produced by Quincy Jones, the album marked his transition from a child star to an adult icon, blending pop, funk, disco, and R&B. Off the Wall features timeless classics like Don't Stop Till You Get Enough and Rock With You. It is now certified 9 times platinum in the US and has sold over 20 million copies worldwide. The album was groundbreaking in its production quality and musicality, setting the stage for Michael's unprecedented success in the 1980s. It remains a definitive work in his discography, exemplifying his artistry and innovation. Loud by Rihanna. Rihanna was known for releasing a new album each year since her debut in the mid-2000s, with each of the singles becoming hits. By the end of the decade, she had already certified herself as a hitmaker, so it was time to change up her sound with her fifth album. Loud is a vibrant genre-blending album that was released on November 12, 2010. The album spans pop, reggae, and dancehall influences. It was characterized by its infectious energy and bold production, with Rihanna's distinctive voice and persona at the forefront. The album debuted at number 3 on the Billboard 200 Albums chart, with first week sales of 207,000 copies. The album marked a return to a more upbeat and dance-oriented sound after the darker tone of her fourth album, Rated R. It solidified her place as a pop icon. Dawn FM by The Weeknd. Coming off his legendary album After Hours, The Weeknd wanted to continue the story he told on that project with his fifth studio album. Dawn FM is The Weeknd's ambitious concept album, released on January 7, 2022. It takes listeners on a journey through purgatory, guided by a fictional radio DJ voiced by Jim Carrey, blending synth pop, R&B, and electronic music. The album features absolute bangers like Take My Breath, Sacrifice, and Out of Time. It was praised for its cohesive narrative and innovative production. The album debuted at number 2 on the Billboard 200, with 148,000 album equivalent units sold in its first week. At the time, it was considered a flop, but the sales grew over time, as it has now been certified platinum in the US. The album explores themes of redemption, existentialism, and self-reflection, cementing The Weeknd's status as one of the most innovative artists in modern music. It is the second part of a trilogy of albums. We're still waiting for the finale. 1989 by Taylor Swift. Following her critically and commercially successful album Red, Taylor was determined to cement her legacy as a pop powerhouse with her next release. Her fifth album, 1989, released on October 27, 2014, marks her full transition from country to pop, and it was a resounding success. Inspired by the sounds of the 1980s, the album features timeless anthems like Shake It Off, Blank Space, and Style. 1989 received widespread critical acclaim for its polished production, catchy melodies, and her sharp songwriting. The album debuted at the top of the Billboard 200, with first week sales of 1.2 million copies. It is still Taylor's best-selling album, accumulating more than 36 million album-equivalent units worldwide since its release. It also won the Grammy Award for Album of the Year and Best Pop Vocal Album at the 2016 Grammys, and solidified Taylor's reputation as one of the biggest artists of all time. The album's success marked a significant milestone in her career, showcasing her ability to evolve and dominate the pop landscape. My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy by Kanye West. After being hated universally due to his VMA incident in 2009 with Taylor Swift, Kanye wanted to make an undeniable album with his next release. His fifth album, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, is often hailed as his magnum opus. The album blends hip-hop, R&B, rock, and orchestral music into a grand and ambitious project, featuring collaborations with artists like Jay-Z, Nicki Minaj, and Bon Iver. The album includes iconic tracks such as Power, All of the Lights, and Runaway. It debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200, selling 496,000 copies in its first week. It has now been certified 3 times platinum in the US. The album received universal acclaim for its production, lyrical depth, and artistic vision, and is considered as one of the best albums of the 2010s. It is a testament to Kanye's production genius and his ability to push the boundaries of hip-hop and popular music. Janet by Janet Jackson. Following a run of back-to-back groundbreaking albums, Control and Rhythm Nation 1814, Janet wanted to go in a new direction with her next album. Her eponymous fifth album, Janet, released on May 18, 1993, represents a significant evolution in her career, departing from the socially conscious themes of her previous work. The album explores themes of love, sensuality, and self-expression. It featured hits like That's the Way Love Goes, If, and Again, with its blend of R&B, pop, and hip-hop influences. The album showcased Janet's versatility and creative vision. It was also a commercial success, as it debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200, with 350,000 units sold in its first week. It also received critical acclaim for its production and lyrical content, further establishing Janet Jackson as a pioneering figure in pop and R&B music. Which albums did I miss? Tell me in the comments below.